Good afternoon, and thank you again for joining me, Roz and Shelley Davenport. So today we're wondering what we should come up with because we try and cover everything. And we came up with what about the better improvements we can do on a house? So what little things can we do? Obviously things like windows are frightfully expensive. But so Shelley and I got a little bit of a different take, but basically we agree. And as everyone knows, I'm obviously a realtor, and Shelley actually runs her own design company, which she's the principal designer of the Open Door. Well, hi, Shell.
Hi, Roz. Love our tea time.
Me too. It's a good chance for us to just chit and chat about, things around the houses. And of course, we do stuff together, so it works out really, really well. So what are the best top renovations that you think?
Well, there's a lot of fun ones and there's some practical ones. So we thought we would mix it up today and do a combo of both.
Okay.
And we're going to do some obvious ones and maybe some that are not so obvious. But this is kind of a fun way to renovate, update, and gives you a really good return on your investment and bang for your buck.
Okay. So what's our first one, you think?
Well, the first one I know is not so glamorous, but it is very practical. And this is attic insulation. And I know that sounds boring, but it does improve efficiencies in the home. If you're buying a new home and it hasn't been installed, this is one of the things that you first want to do. Or maybe you're renovating or remodeling and you discover that new area is needed as well. It's very important from an efficiency standpoint, and it will save you money long term. But you actually brought up the best opportunity to get your ROI on that is when you actually go to sell your house and you have a home inspection.
Then they see it. By the way, did you know that's the biggest thing that my inspectors and I see is people putting that in the wrong way? And often it's even printed on it. This side goes against the wall, and that's the one you can see. So always check that your contractor's doing it the right way, because it's amazing how many have been put in incorrectly. Let me try again. So what is that? So really our return on that's more by having a good insulation system and getting money back over a period of time. And then obviously good insulation people expect and want to see in a house, so it adds saleability. Yeah,
right. Absolutely.
So what's your next one?
The next one is updating fireplace areas and hearth areas. This is a real big factor because a lot of our homes, especially in this area, the older homes have brick fireplaces, right?
Right.
And they're kind of dated now. So it's really great to either put a stone veneer, if that works with your style, or even a tile to update it and make it more classic modern. But this is also a really good return on your investment. I think you even had that in your house that you live in now, right?
That's correct, because ours was hopelessly out of date. But I also think fireplace is one of our wow factors in a house. It's got to look good. You want people to walk in and say, oh, beautiful fireplace. You don't want people to walk in and say, what color can we paint this? What can we do to it? Which happens, of course. People want to do things like that. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. And then our next favorite is kitchens. Right? Well, you've done your kitchen.
Yes.
So you're working on other projects at your house.
Correct.
But so obviously a kitchen renovation is one that will always give you a very high return on your investment and increases the saleability of your home, whether you're doing a full reno model or if you're even doing some minor updates. And what I mean by minor update is maybe not so minor, but you could paint your cabinets, replace your hardware depending upon this, the quality and the style of the cabinets. And obviously changing out your surfaces, making them more, what's the right word, Roz?
You want the granites or the quartz tops. And then more
Exactly.
modern, more pleasing
Exactly.
design, functionality, form.
Different stone surfaces, and there's lots of different options out there. Quartz is obviously a very popular one and will continue to be popular in the white kitchens and the gray kitchens. But there's a lot of great products out there, and you can mix them very easily too, and gives a fabulous update to our kitchen.
So one thing I do want to ask you, you said paint your cabinets. You're talking about those that aren't painted before and they're just kind of looking like dreary wood that was around 20 years ago. You're talking more, you know, just to refresh your kitchen rather than doing it to cover up a mistake or something.
Right. So if you're, it's really about the quality of the wood and what the cabinets are constructed with. If it's a good quality, it can either be sanded, refinished, or touched up, depending upon how they were made.
Right.
So you really have to start with a good quality product.
Right. And you said hardware was also very important in a kitchen.
Very important.
Yes.
And endless options, obviously, in hardware, but really, really great way to update a kitchen too.
I think Shelley was going to go nuts with me when we came down to choosing knobs. I wouldn't even choose them till the whole kitchen was in. And I think we must have literally looked like 1,000 knobs between us to find the ones I wanted. So that was a lot of fun doing that. So what else do we have?
So the other really awesome thing that you can do as a general update is make sure, you know, that when you're looking at the curb appeal of your home, that you don't forget your garage doors and your front doors, especially replacing them with either a quiet door or a fiberglass door for a front door. That can, if you get full sun, and you won't have as much maintenance with the wood, and it obviously enhances your curb appeal. But this is a really nice way to enhance the approach to your home. I
agree totally. There's a scratched up garage door. Before you even get there, you feel the maintenance isn't very good. And the fiberglass ones are fairly inexpensive, and especially, as you said, with the quiet opening mechanisms, they're amazing, some of them. Unlike the old metal ones.
And lots of beautiful options too.
What do you think about painting the floor of a garage? You know, that sort of epoxy. Do you think it makes a difference?
Yes.
I do too. Finishing garages is much more popular.
Huge difference.
I think so. So what's our last one we're going to talk about? My favorite, of course.
Another favorite, outdoor living, right? In decks, patios, gazebos. Number one, I think, request that we've gotten during the last couple months is improving our outdoor areas, expanding outdoor areas. So many great options, but really important when you are thinking about selling your home, obviously, is people are really, really strongly looking at all of the different outdoor options. Wouldn't you agree?
Totally agree. And I think having an under air, you know, covered area is absolutely critical. I mean, Virginia doesn't really have horrible weather, but for 4 months, you know, so you have 8 months that, particularly if it's under air, and you could run a little fire, or you have a beautiful built brick fireplace in it or whatever, just adds to the living space, the amount you can be outside. And now I told you when we looked at these a while ago, that I would like to cover my own personal deck. But there's a great sort of gazebo, somewhere between a gazebo and tent type thing, but it's on steroids. It's a permanent structure, but it has no base, so it's temporary, and it often has guttering on it. The roof can be hard, they're not really soft. But that's a great thing to do if you only want it up for a few months of the year, although I wouldn't want to move the beast. Or, you know, you wanted a bit of undercover further up your yard or whatever. But you can also run electricity to them if they're by. Anyway, that's my little take on the being undercover area. So getting very, very popular. So I think that's it from us today, isn't it?
It is. It was great chatting with you today, Roz. See you next week.
And thank you very much for joining us. I look forward to seeing you again next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.